Alright, so don't panic. We've done the toughest part of this task, and that's getting the mouse going. The cat, I think, is much easier. So I'm going to open up my cat object. Basically, I want it to always be moving towards my mouse at a speed. And so I'm going to use a step event. So step events, there's, I think I said in the last tutorial, 30 steps every second in this game by default. You can change that to have a higher frame rate, but 30 frames or 30 steps per second. So each step it's going to do whatever I say in here. So this has got to do with cat controls. We're going to do a couple of things in this space. The first thing is I want it to move towards. So as I start writing move underscore, you see it comes up with a whole lot of options here. I want it to move towards point, and you see it says X, Y, split. So it's asking for an X, Y location and a speed. And it reminds you of that down here. So I want it to move towards the mouse. I'm going to write mouse underscore X and comma mouse underscore Y. So now it will move towards the mouse, and I've got to give it a speed. We might need to play with the speed to see what is going to work, but that now should move towards it. So when I click on the play, our cat object should move towards it, the mouse. You see, there he is. Now, of course, it'd be nice if it actually pointed towards where you're trying to go rather than doing some crazy dance. So we'll do that as well. I actually want the image angle, same as what we did for the mouse, equals direction. We are the plus or minus 90. I'll go for 90 this time and see what happens to account for the actual orientation of the sprite. So there you go, that's going around. It's a little bit crazy having the origin in the center, so I might go into my SCAT, my sprite. I've got top left at the moment, that'll do it. Let's put that middle center and play that. So that's the point that it will rotate around basically. There you go, that looks a little bit better. So now it's cat's moving, speed's good. So that's getting that working. If you sit in one spot, it'll probably freak out a little bit. I'm not going to worry about that in this game. And next thing is we've got to have some sort of collision. So the cat, we've got it moving. In the step event, we're also going to check if, use some selection code. You've done some selection code in the past. If place meeting, X, Y object. So if there's a place meeting, X, Y, so that means add its X and Y, or any part of it basically that has a place meeting with mouse. And then means then, the little squiggly brackets. So they're underneath your backspace or underneath your plus and minus keys. You can see them there, squiggly brackets. So if there's a place meeting, what do we want to do? Well, we want to add some score. So plus equals makes that score relative, which means the score will go up. 10 relative 1 is 11. So score plus equals 1. And we probably want the little mouse to respawn. Now if I put in our spawn thing in here, what it will do is it will run that spawn code, but in my spawn code it says location random blah 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 blah. So it will actually move my cat and put my cat in a random location. I'll show you. So yep, probably right, I'm not seeing a score, but you see my mouse is my cat is randomly jumping somewhere else. So it's not the cat, it's actually with mouse that I want to run. Mouse, why isn't that coming up? A little o. It's case sensitive. With mouse, I want to run sc spawn. So that's now saying apply sc spawn to the mouse object. And so that should be working, but what we're not doing is we're not seeing the score. So if I hit it, good. If I get it, it's going. Score is going up, but we're not seeing the score. So I'm going to add a draw event. Now, a draw event, just a simple draw event, you can't add that and have other events. Draw events specifically to draw stuff. I've got to use a draw GUI event, a draw graphical user interface event, in order to be able to draw within this object. Often we'll have a dedicated object for drawing stuff, but I'm not going to do that in this game, in this program. So this is just going to draw the score. And to draw the score, it's simple as saying draw text and tell it what you want to draw. So there's draw text. It says where do you want to put it. So maybe I'll put it over on the right hand side somewhere. So this is 1000 wide, so maybe about 700. Down a little bit, 720. And then what do we want to draw? I want to draw the score. Done. And so that should now be showing us the score as well. Now there you go, there's the score. So the score's going up. Now it'd be nice if there was a bit of a description with the score. So I'm going to put in brackets score equals plus score. But I can't actually do that. It'll come up with an error. I'll explain why. There's the error. It's saying execution error. It's trying to calculate something and it can't calculate it. It says there's some problem. What it's trying to do is, using the plus means add two things together, like 10 plus 10 is 20, right? What's score equals plus 10? Do the maths. It doesn't work. It's an error, right? And so we need to actually say we don't want to add it together. We just want you to put them together. So I want to treat the score not as a real number, but as a string, just some characters. So now it will actually just chunk them together, right? So now it should come up and say, there you go, score 1, I missed it, score 2, etc. So that's working. How long's my tutorial been going for? 7 minutes. I'll stop this tutorial, and then in the final tutorial we'll finish it off and have game time. We'll set up game time, and then that's it.